Who are you? Who are you? Who? I really want to know. I really want to know. I really want to know.
I went back, after reading y'all's comments, I went back and watched 5 seconds of the Chameleon's performance. He is not Deadmau5 or Marshmello. In 5 seconds, I wanted to roll up and smoke and say, Taylor Gang. That's my boy Wiz Khalifa, and I'm honestly ashamed that I guessed Deadmau5. No, I guess Marshmello. That's crazy. We can't change it.
Yeah, so now
don't get kicked out, Wiz. But
yeah,
so I can change you next week, so I can get some points. But
the way we decided we wanted to keep score to kind of keep this a little competitive. So the ground rules are: once you say it on the show and write it on the board, it is locked in.
Locked.
You can change your mind all you want after the recording, but if that person is unmasked on the next episode, you are locked into that name, and you cannot change that person's name until they perform on an episode. So we can't change the Chameleon until the Chameleon sings again. If he gets kicked off next episode, we're locked in for Deadmau5 and Marshmello. So, going into the episode, I wanted to say shout out to Shayna Joseph, who commented on the last week's YouTube video.
Shout out.
She dropped some knowledge. We've been a little busy making some content that started rolling out. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe.
Hit that notification.
But so I haven't been able to read press releases and stuff like that. We didn't even know the new season was starting when it did.
Yeah.
So we only knew the information that was given to us in the episode. So we found out Nick Cannon tested positive for COVID right before filming. And we learned a little bit more about the wild cards. And we actually got more info this week of how that's going to work.
First wild card this week.
Yeah. So we'll get into that as we get there. But spoiler alert. Spoiler alert if I didn't say it already.
Spoiler alert.
The Russian dolls came out first. Came out up front. I can't speak today.
I want to point out last week, though, I did tell you that last Russian doll seemed a little too big for me. Felt like there was another one coming. And with the last clue that they give at the end, there's a fourth member.
Yes. So we know there are 4 Russian dolls singers. Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. I don't think it would go over 4.
No, I don't think it goes over 4 because they said they haven't seen our last member. They're making it seem like...
Yeah.
Unless they're going to be like, well, they haven't seen our 5th. And I feel like that.
I don't think they would have highlighted it if there was like still more to come. Yeah. But so 4 members, 4 singers. We've only heard 3. Some clues that we noticed. There was a solar system. They've been in unison. I don't know what I wrote here. So when I watch the clue packages, I write them down really fast.
Real fast.
Girl cracked head. But I think girl cracked hard. Girl cracked hard. It's my handwriting. That was the issue.
Hard.
There was a Letterman jacket. There was a person in a hospital.
A wheelchair, yeah.
And a wheelchair. And they made it sound like there was a tragedy or something happened in the group that almost caused them to break up.
Banjo.
There was a banjo, yes.
3-stringed banjo. I don't know how many strings come on a banjo normally. So
they came out and sang "Wonder" by Shawn Mendes.
Good song.
Some weeks there's like a little gimmick where they give you an extra clue. This gimmick was that they made a self-portrait, and it was one of the dolls driving a car, and it was kind of like in a bunch of colors, and they said the colors pop like they do.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a pop band. Yeah. And then a few of the names that were dropped by the judges were Lady A, Sugarland, Boys to Men, Jackson 5.
Not a single pop group. Is Lady A pop group or are they
Country pop.
Or is that country?
I would say it's like one of those country singers. Like they're country first, but then they'll have some pop hits. So I'm gonna first say
you're gonna switch away from you.
I'm gonna take Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton off the board. I'm assuming you're gonna take NSYNC, or are you sticking with NSYNC?
I'm hoping they don't get knocked out. Leave me until the end of the episode. Okay. Leave me in. So, because I can't think of another boy pop band.
I have a guess.
With 4 members.
I have a guess. It was brought up by the judges not this week, but last. Okay. First, when they said like, oh, one of their members had a tragedy, and it really had a hard time on the group, and they didn't, I was thinking the Jackass. Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O. You thought all of them.
You thought Steve-O was hitting them notes with that raspy voice?
Yeah. Well, because, Steve-O had his incident and it had it was a whole ordeal. Yeah. However, they can't sing like that. As far as we know, maybe they all have this hidden talent. Maybe they're like these vocal gods.
No, Steve-O's working on his voice, but it's not there yet.
No, but I think it is Glee. The cast of Glee. Letterman Jacket High School. Yeah. There was a character who was in a wheelchair. And
there was.
One guy passed away, which could be more of the issue that they were referring to. That happened after the show. Yeah. But I didn't really watch Glee, but I faintly recall something happening during production with maybe one of the actresses. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But I'm writing Glee.
You're going to write Glee on there? Are there more than 4 main?
Yeah, but maybe they didn't get them all. I think you could have 4 actors and actresses from Glee, right?
And still represent Glee.
I don't think you could.
One of them. Think Jane Lynch is in one of them?
Maybe. Did she sing on that show at all? I'm sure she had to at some.
Glee.
I had to write that at an awkward angle.
I don't know, dude. I'm still sticking with NSYNC only because, I would just change it to another boy band.
And
I'm just throwing darts. I haven't had a clue yet where I'm like, oh, I know.
I could see that being, what you're saying, like NSYNC, because NSYNC has 5 members. Yeah. Let's just assume they didn't get JT.
Can't get JT.
Right?
JT.
If you have 4 NSYNC members minus JT, I think that represents NSYNC.
Or maybe JT is the 4th member they're bringing. They're like, ooh, they haven't even seen the
big gun,
the showstopper yet. Maybe JT's the ringer.
That is a good guess.
So I'm just
You're sticking with it. You're sticking with it.
I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay, so next came RoboPine. We're going in a different order. The raccoon technically came next, but we'll get to him at the end.
We'll get to raccoon.
RoboPine came. He talked about his 60 years ago. He saw something in Costa Rica.
Is this man 60?
There was a lightning bolt. And the whole clue was about how he has a love for cops. And his father was a cop. Workers. Yeah, he was helping a construction worker out. Those are the real heroes. There was a cat and mouse at one point. I'm really confused.
I'm so confused.
I'm really
Shaq's not even 60. Shaq's 40-something.
When he said it outside of the clue package, I went, okay, you can fib.
He said it in the clue package.
He said it in the clue package this time. And we went back and heard it right before recording this.
Had them double
because
check.
I didn't hear him say in the clue package this time. You did. And yeah, he did. He came out. He sang All of Me by John Legend. His self-portrait was a guitar rock star a guitar playing rock star, had like the long blonde hair. He looked like he was like an 80s or 70s like hair band singer, and had a spider on his chest, and he said he's afraid of spiders, and this was a way to help overcome that. The names that were thrown around were Brian McKnight, Jason Derulo, Wesley Snipes, and Eddie Murphy. I don't think any of those men have a claim to Costa Rican either heritage or some kind of connection or some kind of ties.
Or spiders or rock bands.
Yeah.
Like, all of these clues, I'm like, I can't piece together one of them.
I don't know.
Like, is that Shazam's lightning bolt?
Yeah, the lightning bolt looked like a Shazam lightning bolt. We looked.
Lightning McQueen.
Devonne and I had a little conversation before recording. We looked through the Shazam movie credits. No one really fits that description. I went through the Cars movies because it was like a McQueen lightning bolt. But I only looked through Cars 1, maybe in another Cars movie.
The car universe, you gotta dig deep.
Yeah, maybe in Cars 2 or 3 there was someone who might fit. I don't know. I don't know. And
I'm just gonna change my answer to somebody more age appropriate.
Yeah.
Nothing about my guess I'm confident about. But I'm gonna put him up here. Major Payne himself. No, that's not how you spell Wayne.
Oh, you're going with Damon
Wayne.
Damon Wayne.
I did not spell that right. I gotta look that up.
Okay,
He's 60, right?
Yeah, we looked that up. He's 60 or like 59, like really close. But does he have any ties to Costa Rica?
I just changed it to more appropriate.
Age appropriate?
Yes. Yeah.
Like Jamie Foxx is in his 50s. Same thing. I don't like he was talking about Costa Rica, like how they rebuilt and like all this stuff. And I don't know. And as much as I don't want to do it, I think I'm going to leave Jamie Foxx. And I know it's not Jamie Foxx.
It can't be Jamie.
I know it's not Jamie Foxx now. However, I don't have a better guess. And I have to have something on the board. So I think I'm going to leave Jamie Foxx. And I just pray he doesn't get kicked off next time he sings. So I have one more chance to redeem myself.
Package, yeah.
To like reiterate the rules. Yeah.
I feel like RoboPine's going to stay.
Yeah, I think he could be in the like top 3.
I feel like Russian Dolls have lost their safety net. I feel like the producers kind of knew what they were doing. They kind of threw in 2 really weak singers in this group to make sure Russian Dolls made it through to their 4th member.
Yeah, because we were saying what happened if Russian Dolls got kicked off like on the first episode.
Yeah, what's the big reveal? Do they just come out from the back and they're just like, oh, hey,
there's 4 of us. We didn't get.
We were gonna sing. We had a whole thing planned out, but y'all kicked us out. So no, I think now that the fat has been trimmed from Group A, I feel like Russian Dolls are probably gonna be next. I think it's gonna be
that's a bold move.
I think it's gonna be Seashell versus RoboPine.
And we don't even know all the wild cards involved.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not excluding the wild cards.
Because I think there's 4 wild cards, so probably 2 in each group.
2 each.
Okay. Then next comes the Seashell. I want to have a disclaimer. Once again, we were very dumb last week, and I think every week we're probably going to say the same disclaimer that we were dumb from the week before. Yeah. I got confused.
You got confused.
Yeah, I got my wires crossed by the end of the episode because we were like doing 2 episodes at once. We binged both of them back to back. I kept on thinking the clue involving breaking free from that cookie cutter mold and doing your own thing, kind of like a Disney Channel star. I kept on thinking it was the Seashell. It was actually the Russian Dolls. So like my Miley Cyrus guess was based off of that clue because she was a Disney Channel star and she broke and did her own original thing. It's not Miley Cyrus. I don't think Miley Cyrus is a on this show.
No. And as you see, she's down here in Group B. That will be changed next week as well. I think I know who Black Swan as well.
I think I do too. I think we both know. We had a private discussion.
Yeah.
We could say it.
Oh.
It's JoJo.
It's JoJo. We didn't do like a 1-2. It's JoJo. And not little girl JoJo. I'm talking grown JoJo.
Not Siwa.
Levesque something. Yeah. It's JoJo. You know JoJo.
Okay. The seashell said it's been ages since she's been on stage. She was alone and it was scary. There was a baseball player. And then she talked about being asked out by a guy and it really changed her life. And there was bagels at some point. Shots of bagels.
Shout out to bagels.
So.
You think she has like an Einstein bagels deal? We should look for like a sponsor.
Oh, who owns Einstein Bagel franchises?
No.
Her self-portrait was her with a twister, tornado, and there was a microphone in the tornado, weights, cooking, like some cooking utensils. It was like a mixing bowl and like a whisk, and she said it represents her many hats. So you can imagine singing, like maybe fitness and cooking, you know. She also said she sees herself as a superhero or something, or her kids see herself as a superhero. The names that were thrown around were Ashley Simpson, Jenny Slate, Haley Duff. Not far off from the Hillary Duff. I think I know who this is.
I'm gonna throw shot in the dark.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I'm gonna say this person's worn many hats.
Mm-hmm.
An actress,
Mm-hmm.
a singer,
Mm-hmm.
Einstein, or bagels. New York it's a big thing in New York. New York bagels.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza would have been a little too on the nose. I think it's time to get loud. It is Jennifer Lopez.
Bro, I was literally gonna say Jennifer Lopez. Dude. Okay. I'm not I had a secondary guess.
You could go with it. You could go.
But I feel like we gotta make this game interesting.
Okay.
I feel like we gotta make it interesting. I was definitely about to say Jennifer Lopez though. Because she's married to A-Rod.
But the thing is, I think they're getting divorced.
Yeah, I think they just got a divorce. That's why I'm like, mine
this was probably filmed before.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, I think it would be a little bit on the rocks.
Yeah.
Like, would you be giving a whole shout out to someone that you're like...
If you're like still like in the public eye, you're supposed to still like have a celebrity. It'd be weird if you didn't shout out A-Rod.
Yeah.
But...
And listening to her voice, I could hear a little
spice?
A little spice, if you will. Like,
see, so I was going to also go Jennifer Lopez. I thought the same thing. They're getting a divorce. Would have been weird. But it's still early in production.
Because, they probably filmed this a couple months ago.
So after I did that, I looked up other people who were married to baseball players. Sound like Kate Upton. I was like, I don't know if she can sing and or cook or do any of that. But what I did find was one Miss Halle Berry used to be married to a baseball player, and I think she can sing. I'm sure she could cook.
Is she still
dance.
Married?
I don't think she's married to him. I don't think she's married.
But she didn't say she's married to a baseball player. She was talking about a guy and a baseball player was on the screen. That doesn't mean they're married to a baseball player.
I'm going to say Holly and you're going to say J-Lo?
Yeah. The only reason I could see having an issue with it being J-Lo is she keeps on talking about how it's been so long since she's been on a stage and singing.
Yeah.
She just did the Super Bowl like last year. You know, she sang at the inauguration 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that was tripping me up. But when was like the last time she really put out like music? Maybe she meant more like as a concert.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't know.
maybe she isn't considering the. And I mean, the Super Bowl when she did it like last year, that was a year ago. So I mean, a year could be considered a long time.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, she does. I think she does like performances in Vegas. I don't know. I don't know.
But I mean, she acts. I mean, I don't know about cooking and
I don't know about
the
cooking.
weights. Like, does she have any kind of fitness?
I'm sure
like,
she does fitness. I
but
don't know.
like as a job, like I know she probably works out, but she known for fitness or has some
You
kind
gotta
of
be fit to
sponsorship.
dance. So
True. Maybe
maybe
that's like a miss.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we have our first wild card. Oh, I don't even know where my clues are. Okay. So the first wild card came out. Italian.
Good thing Seal was on the prior episodes. But
Pizza shaped his life. He was always the punchline in his career. And then at 24, there was VHS tapes in the background. He had to improvise a way to get successful. And he put audition tapes in pizza boxes and would deliver them around town. He was carried by a falcon where like the wings came out. I was thinking it was Anthony Mackie, the Falcon, for a second. And then he landed on a yacht. Also, the numbers 1313 came out. And pumpkin pizza was highlighted.
yeah, pumpkin pizza.
He came out and saying, "We're not going to take it." His self-portrait clue was a surfboard, a fighter jet. He said, like, he's the biggest fish in every scene he's in. The people, the judges kind of said Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters, Billy Corgan, and Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. That's a wild guess. They said because he was in Apollo 13 and in Friday the 13th, 1313. That was the most, but I'm like, I don't know if he can sing.
Yeah. But did the orca really like sing?
That's the other thing. He didn't like, he wasn't, I wouldn't say he's like, oh my God,
Wow.
he's a great singer, but
So just
he wasn't Danny Trejo, spoiler alert.
So going off what I heard in the beginning, the Italian part, I can't make sense of any of the other clues just yet. I'm gonna say the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco. I forget how you spell his last name. Maniscalco.
Okay.
He's a very high energetic, a proud Italian man. You know, he has old Italian values. I'm pretty sure he was popping his game back when he was in VHS. He's just now getting the recognition with all these Netflix specials and stuff. So, you know, maybe it's him. Maybe he's trying to get that star booster up a little bit higher. And he seemed a little older, the orca did. And Sebastian's fit. Like, he's really into fitness. So I feel like he could move around still and he could perform the way the orca did.
Okay.
So,
I can see that.
So I'm going to go with sea bass.
This is another one where I'm like really stumped on. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one. I'm thinking it's an actor, right?
Yeah.
And I think those surfboards and the fighter jet had a clue. You know, I'm like surfboard makes me think of like Point Break.
What's a fighter jet make you think of?
Top Gun, but I can't think of an actor that was in both. Like, and maybe there is an obvious one. Like, I can throw out. I'm gonna throw out like the biggest.
If you say Charlie Sheen, I'm walking out.
No. I'm gonna throw the biggest like Hail Mary here.
Do it.
I feel embarrassed saying this, right?
I said Miley Cyrus. I said Marshmallow.
I'm gonna say Keanu Reeves. Point Break. He's a big star. He really didn't get too much recognition early on, I feel like. He was kind of like the punchline early in his career, probably at 24. Because remember, everyone always made fun of Keanu, saying he can't act. And now he's the biggest star in the world right now because of John Wick and really that being it.
John Wick.
But, like he did The Matrix.
Speed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He did The Matrix, he did Speed, he did Point Break, and then when he tried to do more dramatic roles, everyone's like, this guy can't act. Everyone made fun of Keanu.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he can sing, and I don't know if that sounded like him. But I thought of Point Break, Keanu Reeves.
I like it. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. I just really think it might. I think it would be really nice to see Sebastian take off an orca hat and be like, I can sing too.
So, I have a little rant. It's time for our patented cuckoo clock rant.
Cuckoo Clock Rant. Brought to you by Cuckoo Clock.
I still don't get the wild cards, right?
Yeah.
You just introduce a new person into the mix. Like, I feel like, why didn't you just have 7 people in the group?
Because it's like Group C and D, but they got rid of that whole format to
put
the
2
finalists
groups.
of them.
I just feel like...
So there's still like a playoff bracket kind of thing.
But they like hyped it up. Oh, they're going to disrupt. No, you just threw another singer in there who could get voted off. Yeah. I mean, I guess it is like a wild card bracket, but
because the raccoon
I don't know.
Could have made it to next week, but Orca came and killed him.
Yeah. I think that was a done deal because anyway, the raccoon he got unmasked. It was the one and only Danny Trejo.
Machete.
Good for him. He's a good guy in real life. Not a great singer.
No.
And I think he would also admit that.
Wow.
But
he did get you a point.
I did get a point.
That was probably one of the worst performances.
And we said that last week with him.
I've seen on Masked Singer.
He sang Ring of Fire.
That's already a slow song. And he's too slow for it. That song's not a fast. Going down, 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 and the flames went higher.
No, you're singing it wrong.
Burn, burn.
You're singing it wrong. I went into a burning ring of fire. That's how you're supposed to sing that classic song.
No.
But yeah, he got kicked off. I got a point. I did start second guessing myself when they were talking about the boxing.
He used to fight.
I knew he fought, but I didn't know if he trained celebrity. Like, I didn't know that was his in.
Yeah.
So I started second guessing myself going, oh crap. Like, I know Danny Trejo got into acting later in life and it was kind of like a fluke, but I didn't know like boxing was his way in.
Yeah, before we did this, actually, I saw like something on my Facebook of like a Danny Trejo short like documentary, and I watched it. It was like 20 minutes. It was like how he was poor Mexican kid in California. Started boxing and then got put on to help. I forget what actor it was. He like trained him.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Yo, we need
an extra.
We need a gangster extra."
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I knew that part of the story.
And then he went from gangster extra
to gangster extra and kind of
to machete.
But I knew the part of the story where they were kind of like, "Hey, we need like a gangster to be in the scene."
Uncle in Spy Kids 3.
Also named Machete. Fun fact.
Oh yeah, he was Uncle Machete. Do you think it's a Spy Kids universe? Machete was just Uncle Machete when he was out.
That's it.
That's it.
That was the episode. Tune in next week. If you're listening to this,
Wiz, please, if you're listening, don't get kicked out next week.
If you're listening to the audio, hey, check out our YouTube channel, Squad Goals. We kind of hinted at it last week, but we started releasing videos. We'll be releasing videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and then this show, the Masked Singer discussion review, is on Thursdays. Kid Nation, which we're watching, is on Wednesdays, and then Random Reactions will be on Mondays. If you're watching this and you want to hear just this show, you could go to Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. You can look up the Squad Goals podcast, and it'll be on that feed.
Yeah.
But yeah, subscribe, check it out. We'll be back next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
And also post down your guesses on who each person is.
Yeah, it really helped us for this week. You know, we love talking to y'all, and we want to hear what y'all got to say. You know, maybe you can help us figure out who the fuck RoboPine is.